So it's not as, it may look easy from the outside, but it's definitely, there's a lot more going on. And that doesn't even talk about how do you connect with this person and how do you help them regulate their bodies. Because with apraxia, just by definition, after the first time you do it and it becomes intentional, 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 it gets harder and harder and harder. It's not like your typical neurotypical person's body. It's locks down with the more you do that's intentional. So you just have to understand that. And that's what the training does. It helps you to understand that, helps you practice with different bodies. And that doesn't even talk about, maybe Natalia wants to talk about more about holding space for them, but
Mhm.
it's not as easy as it looks.
Right. So you fit all that into knowledge you already had about speech and language pathology.
Right. I mean, I
Right.
thought iPads and apps were going to be the answer. You know, we went through PECs, we went through how many different types of things to get to this point, and I could get them very functional on those apps, but it was very rote and it was very, you know, requesting, and sometimes not even what they wanted to request because I wasn't meeting their motor where
What do
it
you
was.
mean requesting? Like they would have a choice, like I want to go to the bathroom, I want food, I want drink or something?
Yeah,
I feel
and
like those things feed motor loops. Like
they
e-
do.
even with Nina, like it it makes so much sense why they would feed a motor loop. It's so easy to just like stim on it over and over and over again. And it doesn't, in my opinion, produce like expansive speech or language in the way that anyone could even take a class or like tell somebody what's really going on in their brain.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and
Kind of mad I didn't come up with it.
it also presumes competence, like actually engaging with a non-speaker and asking them age-appropriate questions that are challenging and interesting
Mm.
is just something that isn't done on those devices. And there's so many reasons why having a communication and regulation partner who knows what they're doing makes all the difference. And first is like when you're starting with somebody who's brand new, who's never learned how to spell and hasn't practiced before, it's basically like being a coach of any motor activity, like a sport, like playing soccer or learning a dance routine. The first time you try that, you're like falling all over the place and stumbling, and it's a mess. And you're just having to coordinate your movements. And then the more and more you do it, and if you have a coach that believes in you and can really work with you, you can become a pro. I wanted to read this to you guys because I feel like this is super fitting to what we're talking about. And Nina just spelled this the other day. Kai asked her, like, when you first started spelling, what did you most want people to know? Like your family, um, and people in general. And she said, I wanted to show my family that despite what the world drilled into them about me, it was wrong. As if I was a ghost inside a body that no one could break into submission. The truth was, I could only be calmed with compassion.
Mm.
I screamed my whole life to be seen, but no one could hear me. And even if they did, by the discomfort of knowing I was still a human being, my world was as bleak as it gets, like a prisoner with no SOS that anyone could understand. I was never silent. In fact, I was ferociously loud. Once I learned how to purposely letterboard, it was like being reborn. People broke free from their lies and judgments of me. I live in a world that is on the precipice of embracing the millions of other survivors who are our future healers, innovators, and guides. If only the world begins to listen with love, we can put an end to the wasted youths like mine, and we can tell a new story by having the courage to finally honor ours.